Hi there, and welcome to Science Sleep, where quiet curiosity meets peaceful rest. Tonight, we drift even farther, beyond the pale glow of Uranus, beyond the calm blue edges of the inner ice giants, toward the farthest sea of our solar system. A world of deep, endless blue. A world where winds move faster than sound, yet where the upper haze can feel as soft as slow-turning mist. A world so distant that sunlight arrives as a faint, cool memory. Neptune, the true deep blue giant. A cold, a majestic sphere of gas and ice circling the outer edge of our celestial neighborhood, wrapped in drifting clouds of sapphire, cobalt, and midnight blue. Where Uranus is serene and subdued, Neptune is vibrant in its quiet way, its colors richer, its blues deeper, its atmosphere layered like an ocean stacked across the sky. But tonight, we do not enter the fierce storms that churn far below its glowing clouds. We do not ride the powerful winds that sweep across its darkened depths. Instead, we float gently into its upper atmosphere, a peaceful realm of deep blue haze where motion softens, light diffuses, and the planet's vast energy settles into calm. Up here, clouds spread in long, flowing sheets, their edges blurred by cold light and drifting frost. No sharp boundaries, no rushing storms, just smooth, layered blue, stretching outward like an endless outer sea. Sunlight reaches Neptune as a faint silver whisper, but as it filters through its sapphire atmosphere, it transforms into a deep, soothing glow, a cool radiance that settles through your chest like sinking beneath gentle, midnight waves. Tonight, we invite you to drift in this ocean of the sky, to float between deep blue layers of cold, serene, calm, to glide through the mist of the outer sea, as though you are suspended in the quiet heart of a cosmic tide. Here, there is no ground, no horizon, no edge, only drifting darkness softened by glowing blue. Every movement slows, every breath deepens, every swirl of haze moves with the patient rhythm of a world that has drifted in silence for billions of years. So breathe gently. Let Neptune's deep blue glow ease the weight from your mind. Let its quiet, outer sea guide each inhale and soften each exhale. Let the calm of this distant giant carry you effortlessly into deep, peaceful sleep. Welcome to Neptune Deep Blue Sleep, a drifting voyage through the tranquil outer sea, and an invitation to rest, fully, quietly, completely. You begin your quiet drift toward Neptune, the farthest great world of our solar system, a giant wrapped in deep, saturated blue. From a distance, it appears like a glowing orb floating in the black, a cold lantern suspended in the silence of the outer dark. The sunlight that reaches it is faint, distant, almost a whisper of light. Yet Neptune transforms that whisper into radiant blue, a soft glow that seems to pulse slowly with its own calm rhythm. As you move closer, the blue deepens. It becomes layered, rich, alive. Sapphire fades into cobalt, and cobalt into midnight. Yet every shade feels gentle, not dark in a heavy way, but dark in a soothing, enveloping way, like a soft blanket of twilight wrapped around your awareness. Neptune's upper atmosphere is the first to greet you, a wide expanse of drifting haze that moves in long, wide, long, slow currents shaped by the planet's rotation. Even though Neptune is home to the fastest winds in the solar system, the uppermost layers you enter now feel peaceful, almost motionless, as if the world is allowing you to settle in before revealing the deeper rhythm beneath. Cool light shines through the haze in faint ribbons. The glow is soft and diffuse, creating the sense that the sky around you is not empty, but filled with quiet, drifting motion. Small particles suspended in the upper atmosphere scatter the dim sunlight, casting gentle luminous trails as they drift past you. Each trail fades slowly, like a thin stroke of light brushed across deep blue velvet. You float deeper into this glowing haze. The cold is present, yet it is not sharp. It feels clean, pure, refreshing, like breathing in cool air at the edge of a calm sea. Each inhale draws the blue deeper into your chest. Each exhale melts tension from your body. As you sink further, the haze thickens gradually. Layers slide past one another with soft, silent grace. Some layers are lighter, tinted with pale azure. Others are darker, colored in muted indigo. They blend seamlessly, creating the impression of drifting through an ocean suspended in the sky. Your body moves slowly, guided by gentle currents that form long, horizontal flows. The currents are wide and soft, their movement steady but unhurried. You drift along them without effort, your body carried like a leaf gliding across still water. Small cloud structures begin to appear, scattered through the vast blue. These clouds are not like those on Earth. They are smoother, rounder, softer, shaped by cold temperatures and low sunlight. Some appear as thin sheets stretching across kilometers of atmosphere. Some hang suspended like pale blue lanterns, glowing softly in the dim light. Others swirl in, gentle, circular motions that feel more like slow exhalations than storms. You glide between two of these clouds. One is bright, colored in a soft, icy turquoise. The other is darker, tinted with deep marine blue. Their edges blur together where they meet, blending into a gradient so smooth it feels like drifting through a painting made of cold light. A faint hum reaches you, not a sound you hear, but a vibration you feel. It moves through the atmosphere like a long, slow pulse that repeats in wide intervals. This pulse originates from deeper within the planet, a subtle signature of Neptune's internal processes. The hum is gentle, rhythmic, soothing. You find your breath falling naturally into sync with it. Ahead, a faint glow appears, spreading horizontally across the sky. It looks like a light shining through a deep, underwater current. This glow comes from a high-altitude methane mist, which scatters sunlight in a unique way, transforming dim rays into soft blue luminescence. You drift toward it, wrapped in its quiet shimmer. As you enter the glowing region, the haze around you thickens slightly. Particles drift in slow spirals, catching the faint light and twisting it into small halos. Some halos expand gently before dissolving. Others stretch into long ellipses that rotate slowly around their centers. Each motion feels deliberate, ancient, patient. You pass through a cluster of these light halos. They move around you with soft, ghostly grace, as though welcoming you into Neptune's calm. Their glow reflects across the haze, casting faint ripples of color that pulse outward like quiet waves spreading across a still pond. Deep below, you sense the presence of the planet's more active layers, regions, where winds race at incredible speeds, where storms form deep within, hidden beneath layers of calm haze. But those deeper layers do not disturb you here. The upper atmosphere remains a sanctuary, a place where the planet's energy quiets into slow drift, slow breath, slow blue. You sink further into a slightly denser region. The color deepens again, shifting from soft azure into a deeper, richer blue. The haze grows smoother, and the currents become more uniform. Your body drifts without interruption, without turbulence, wrapped in cool silence. Small, ribbon-like clouds appear, drifting in long curves that wrap gently around the planet. Their shapes are thin and elegant, stretching across vast distances like strands of silk suspended in water. They move slowly, undulating in the cold light. You drift alongside one of these ribbons, its edges glowing faintly in shades of pale cyan. The ribbon pulls you gently sideways, guiding you along its length. As you glide, its glow brightens and dims with subtle rhythm, like a soft pulse aligning with your breath. The cloud's temperature is slightly colder than the surrounding haze, and you feel the crispness brush gently across your awareness. Ahead, another structure emerges, a wide, faintly glowing band of haze that arcs across the sky. The band is enormous, spanning across Neptune's upper layers like a calm, drifting continent of vapor. Its glow is a mixture of sapphire and icy silver, blending into a tone that feels both cool and deeply comforting. You approach it slowly, carried by the serene currents. As you enter the band, the light softens around you. Everything feels muffled, muted, dreamlike. The blue grows deeper still. Your breath becomes slower. Your body grows heavier, but only in a comforting way, heavier like sinking into a soft bed after a long day. Inside this band of deep blue haze, you feel suspended, held, supported by the calm of the planet's outer sea. The surrounding world drifts gently, but your body feels nearly still. Every inhale draws in the coolness of Neptune's faraway glow. Every exhale releases the last fragments of wakefulness. You drift for long moments through this region of deep calm. Nothing disturbs you. Nothing rushes. Everything moves with a quiet patience that feels ancient, vast, and soothing. Far below, a soft flash of light flickers upward through the haze barely visible, just a distant echo. These faint flashes come from deeper atmospheric layers, where temperature differences create slow, luminous reactions. They are subtle, peaceful, like bioluminescent creatures drifting in a calm ocean deep. You watch one of these flashes rise gently, its glow growing brighter as it approaches. When it passes near you, the haze around you brightens momentarily before fading into deep navy again. The flicker feels like a soft whisper across your awareness, soothing, delicate, peaceful. You continue drifting in the blue. The deeper layers below remain distant. The upper layers above remain pale and faint. And you, suspended between them, float effortlessly through Neptune's quiet, drifting sky, a sky that behaves like a vast outer sea, calm and infinite. Your breath softens even more, your thoughts slow, drifting into the surrounding blue. The world around you becomes a gentle blur of cool haze, soft motion, and deep, tranquil color. You are floating. You are calm. You are slowly dissolving into Neptune's deep blue quiet. You continue drifting through the upper layers of Neptune's atmosphere, suspended in a soft ocean of sapphire haze that stretches infinitely in every direction. The deeper you drift, the more the world around you begins to feel like an enormous, silent sea, an ocean with no waves, no shore, and no surface. Only drifting layers of blue, stacked like gentle tides moving through the sky. A faint, cool luminescence spreads around you, scattering through the haze in soft ribbons. The ribbons twist slowly, curling into gentle arcs that resemble underwater light shining across drifting currents. They illuminate the atmosphere in shifting shades of deep blue, soft cobalt, and pale icy teal. Each shade blends into the next with seamless calm. The currents remain gentle, holding your body in a slow, floating path. You feel weightless, as though the planet itself has dissolved gravity into a soft, continuous drift. Your breath follows the rhythm of the haze, expanding and settling in long, soothing cycles that match the planet's distant pulse. Ahead, a broad sheet of thin cloud glides across your path. Its texture is smooth and delicate, like a layer of frost floating in slow motion. Sunlight, faint as it is, filters through the cloud and transforms it into a glowing veil of pale sapphire. You drift toward it, letting the soft glow brush across your awareness. As you pass through the veil, the temperature drops slightly. The cold is gentle, clean, crisp, like the feeling of stepping into cool, shaded water on a warm day. It awakens your senses for a moment, only to quiet them again with deeper relaxation. You exhale, and the cold dissolves into calm. Beyond the veil, the haze thickens in long, horizontal layers. Each layer drifts at its own slow pace, some rising gently, others sinking almost imperceptibly. You float between them, the layers opening and closing around you like the slow breathing of a massive, ancient creature. The motion is so subtle, so patient, that you begin to feel your own heartbeat soften into the planet's slow rhythm. Below you, the blue darkens, forming a deep sapphire basin that stretches endlessly downward. It feels like gazing into a tranquil ocean trench, illuminated only by faint, a scattered light. Nothing stirs in the deep, yet its presence, like a soft, quiet weight beneath your drifting body. A small formation appears in the distance, a cluster of floating cloud structures drifting together in a loose, spiral pattern. They resemble braided ribbons, twisting slowly around one another as they descend through the haze. Their colors shift gently from turquoise to deep marine blue as light catches them from different angles. The spiral moves so slowly that it seems frozen at first glance, that sign with 5 and mer, only revealing its motion when you watch long enough to see the graceful turn of its outer edges. You drift closer. The spiral is enormous, much larger than any cloud formation on Earth. You feel its scale only when you begin passing beside it, observing its details as though gliding alongside the surface of a drifting island made of light and vapor. Small particles swirl along the spiral's curves, catching the glow of scattered sunlight. Each particle shines briefly before vanishing again into the deep blue. Their fleeting glimmers feel like fireflies drifting in cold water. As you move deeper into the spiral's vicinity, the surrounding haze begins to rotate ever so slightly. You feel your body turning in gentle arcs, not pushed, but encouraged, as though the atmosphere is guiding you into the calm rotation. You do not resist. The motion is soft, hypnotic, soothing. Your limbs loosen even further, drifting without weight. Eventually, the spiral widens and disperses, its cloud structures dissolving into faint ribbons that drift away into the surrounding blue. You continue onward, carried by a slow, descending current. The temperature drops a little more, settling into a coolness that feels like small beads of ice resting lightly on your skin. The sensation is delicate and refreshing. Another structure appears far below, a wide, calm field of haze tinted in deep cobalt. It stretches across the atmosphere like an enormous blanket, perfectly smooth, except for faint ripples created by underlying currents. These ripples move slowly, spreading across the field in evenly spaced waves that look like the gentle rise and fall of a distant sea. You drift downward toward this cobalt field, watching the ripples widen beneath you. When you reach the field, the haze envelops you fully, surrounding you in deep, calming blue. Your breath becomes slower, deeper. Your mind softens. The ripples pass beneath and around you, their motion so slow you can barely perceive it. Yet each ripple seems to carry a faint pulse, soft pressure waves that brush against your awareness, like delicate taps on a distant drum. Each pulse encourages your body to relax further. You release another long breath. As you drift, the cobalt deepens into a tranquil navy. The lower layers begin to glow with a faint, mysterious light, almost like seeing distant bioluminescence through dark ocean water. This glow rises in slow breaths, illuminating the haze in soft, rhythmic pulses. You drift toward the glow, feeling it draw you downward. The deeper you go, the more the light intensifies. It spreads into thin sheets that stretch horizontally through the haze, layering the atmosphere with waves of faint luminescence. Some sheets glow softly in pale blue. Others shimmer with hints of purple. Together, they create the sense of drifting through an underwater aurora. You glide between two of these glowing sheets. The space between them feels warm, almost velvety. The light above and below you creates a gentle sandwich of illumination, cradle-like and soothing. You float in this glowing corridor, your body suspended perfectly in the stillness. The warmth softens your chest. Your breath becomes calm and effortless. Ahead, the sheets curve slowly downward, guiding you into a long, gentle descent. Their glow fades gradually as you follow. The darkness deepens into a rich marine blue, layered with the faintest hints of violet that seem to pulse with every slow movement of the haze. Then, the atmosphere opens into a wide, empty expanse, a vast chamber of deep blue calm, where currents barely move at all. This region feels sacred somehow, as though Neptune has carved out a quiet sanctuary deep within its sky. Here, the air is thick but still, cold but comforting, dark but luminous. You drift into the chamber's center, feeling its calm settle gently around you. The silence feels immense. The world grows soft and heavy. Your breath becomes almost imperceptible, long inhales that feel like cool waves, long exhales that seem to vanish into the blue. Your thoughts dissolve into the darkness. Only the deep, tranquil blue remains. After a long moment, faint light returns small drifting particles, glowing softly as they rise from lower atmospheric layers. They scatter gently through the chamber, swirling in slow, delicate patterns that resemble floating sparks in deep water. Their motion is calming, precise, rhythmic. You watch them drift, feeling your mind sink deeper into rest. Nothing disturbs the calm. Nothing rushes. You drift deeper into Neptune's outer sea, held softly in the quiet blue as the world around you breathes in slow, blanksland, 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 parted, blanksland, 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 endless rhythm. You drift deeper into Neptune's atmosphere, sinking slowly through the calm, dim chamber where faint particles rise, like quiet stars drifting through an underwater night. The blue around you grows richer, darker, settling into a deep marine shade that wraps around your awareness with gentle weight. Your body feels suspended, as though floating in the middle of a vast, serene ocean that has forgotten how to make waves. The particles drifting upward glow softly, some with pale silver light, some with hints of soft blue, and others with faint traces of violet. They move in slow spirals, rising along subtle currents that you cannot see but can feel, brushing lightly across your skin. Each current carries a different temperature, some slightly cooler, others slightly warmer, blending into a perfect balance of comfort. You let your body follow whichever current chooses you, drifting without resistance. As you move, the haze becomes thicker, denser, yet still transparent enough for soft light to pass through. Thank you for watching. In Traven and the Thorns, that still Stubble and Thorns. The deeper light flickers in slow pulses that feel like the heartbeat of a sleeping world. Each flicker expands gently, illuminating the surrounding blue with a soft glow that fades gradually into calm. Your thoughts drift with each pulse, dissolving further into the tranquil rhythm. Below you, a new layer begins to form, a broad, smooth sheet of drifting cloud stretching across the atmosphere like a calm ocean shelf. Its color is darker than the layers above, a deep cobalt tone that seems almost velvety. The sheet curves gently with the planet's rotation, following slow arcs that spiral subtly around Neptune's vast circumference. You float downward until you meet the upper edge of this cobalt cloud. The transition is smooth and cool, like dipping below the surface of a still, midnight lake. The temperature lowers slightly, wrapping your body in a crisp calmness that loosens the last of your lingering tension. You exhale, and the breath feels as though it dissolves into the cloud beneath you. You drift into the cobalt layer. Inside it, the world becomes even quieter. The haze thickens into a soft, enveloping fog that dims the faint, distant glimmers. The silence deepens until even the slow vibrations of the planet feel muffled. You float through this dark, soothing fog like a weightless seed drifting in a cosmic tide. There is movement here, subtle, delicate currents that flow horizontally in long, unbroken lines. These currents are ancient and stable, shaped by Neptune's deep, internal heat and the planet's steady rotation. They guide your body gently, supporting you with slow, patient motion. You do not choose your direction here, Neptune does, and Neptune chooses calm. As you continue drifting, faint silhouettes begin to appear in the haze, soft shapes formed by layers of cloud stacked gently over one another. Some shapes are rounded, like domes of vapor pressed into smooth curves by pressure. Others stretch into long, graceful arcs that resemble underwater dunes. Their edges ripple slightly, shifting with the slow movement of the midnight sea. You float between two of these domes. They glow faintly with internal light, their surfaces shimmering with delicate speckles. The glow is not bright. It is soft, muted, the kind of light that soothes the eyes rather than awakens them. As you pass, the domes release small puffs of cooler mist that brush against your awareness like a gentle sigh. Each sigh eases your breath. Each breath eases your mind. Far below, a soft band of azure light spreads horizontally across the haze, like a distant ocean horizon glowing beneath twilight. You drift toward this light, sinking with steady grace. The closer you get, the brighter the azure glow becomes, not sharp or intense, but full, gentle, peaceful. It spreads upward through the haze in broad, diffuse waves, like soft lantern light rising through deep water. As you enter the azure band, the haze thins again. The cold becomes lighter. Your movements become smoother. The surrounding blue shifts into softer tones that feel like the color of long-held breath. You exhale slowly, and the exhale feels like releasing a weight you no longer need to hold. Below the azure layer, a wide expanse opens a vast intermediate sea of Neptune's atmosphere, filled with drifting structures shaped by temperature and pressure gradients. Some structures resemble curtains long, flowing sheets of vapor suspended in slow motion. Others resemble river currents made of glowing mist, flowing horizontally through the atmosphere in gentle, luminous paths. Still, others resemble enormous, rounded shapes that turn over slowly, rotating like whales, rising through a deep blue ocean. You float into one of these glowing mist rivers. Its motion is steady and rhythmic, carrying you sideways with soft insistence. The river's glow moves gently along its length, forming pale waves of light that drift with you. The temperature here is perfectly balanced, neither too cold nor too warm, but in a state of pure equilibrium. You breathe in, and the air feels cool and smooth. You breathe out, and the river carries your exhale away like a soft tide. As you drift further, the glow around you brightens slightly, hinting at deeper activity below. The fluid beneath this layer is denser and more dynamic. Heat rises in slow plumes that send shimmering waves into the upper haze. You feel one of these warm plumes brush your body as you drift over it. The warmth is soft and subtle, like dipping your hand into water heated by distant sunlight. It spreads through your chest in a gentle bloom, relaxing your breath even further. Below you, a faint, large-scale pattern begins to appear, a slow spiral of clouds turning deep within the atmosphere. It is not violent, not stormy, not sharp. It is a massive, ancient spiral shaped by Neptune's slow internal circulation. The spiral moves at a pace that feels older than time, a slow, methodical turning that has continued for centuries without urgency. You drift toward the outer edge of this spiral. As you enter the region where the haze begins to rotate, you feel a subtle shift in the flow. Your body begins to turn gently, carried by the slow swirl. The rotation is soft, not dizzying, more like being rocked in a cradle than spun. The movement quiets your mind even further, aligning your awareness with Neptune's deep, patient rhythm. Within the spiral, small patterns of light reflect off drifting particles. Some particles glow briefly as they collide gently with one another. Others release faint purple light when passing through zones of slightly warmer temperature. These subtle glows flicker like tiny lanterns drifting in a vast underwater cathedral. You drift along the spiral's outer arm, your body moving in slow arcs. The arcs widen with time, each one stretching further into the blue. Your breaths match the rotation, gentle expansion, gentle release, again and again. Nothing rushes, nothing intrudes. Everything moves with unhurried grace. Eventually, the spiral's rotation slows, and the currents release you into a calmer region. The atmosphere here becomes lighter again, colored in soft gradients of deep azure and muted violet. These colors blend into one another so smoothly that it feels like drifting through a canvas painted with liquid light. Far ahead, a brightening begins, a gentle glow rising from deeper layers, hinting at the warm inner regions of the planet, where more complex motions occur. The glow spreads through the haze in long, soft pulses. Each pulse lights the atmosphere like a deep-sea beacon shining through dark water. You feel drawn toward it, drifting downward in slow surrender. The deeper glow expands, illuminating faint currents below. You let yourself sink, your body weightless, carried by Neptune's night blue dream. Breath soft, mind quiet. You drift ever deeper into the outer sea, where the world glows softly from within, and every current whispers calm. You continue drifting downward through Neptune's upper layers, carried by slow, gentle currents that flow like vast underwater winds, moving through an endless twilight sea. The deeper you sink, the more the haze around you begins to glow faintly at first. Then, with growing consistency, like distant lanterns shining through a cool, blue fog. The glow comes not from sunlight, but from Neptune's internal heat diffusing through layers of methane-rich atmosphere. This internal glow softens the darkness, illuminating the blue with gentle rhythm. As you drift deeper, the colors around you shift gradually from deep marine to a richer midnight blue. The darkness is not empty. It is full of soft, suspended motion. Cloud structures drift in slow, bending arcs, carried by currents that turn like slow tides beneath a distant ocean. Nothing moves quickly here. Every movement is drawn out, patient, ancient. A faint pulse spreads through the haze, brushing against your awareness like a soft ripple traveling through deep water. These pulses occur when warm pockets of fluid rise from lower layers, spreading upward in calm, expanding waves that carry both warmth and light. One such pulse reaches you now. It warms the air around your body by just a breath, enough to relax your chest and soften the cold. The warmth spreads gently along your limbs before fading back into the cool blue. You follow the direction of the pulse as it moves downward, letting it guide your drift. Below, the haze grows denser, forming subtle, velvety textures that fold and curl into large, rounded structures like drifting mountains made of vapor. Their edges are soft and blurred, shaped by temperature gradients instead of solid boundaries. You approach one of these vapor mountains, gliding along its curved surface. Its glow is faint, almost like moonlight, reflected on deep ocean sand. As you drift past the structure, thin trails of cooler haze rise from its surface. They drift upward slowly, turning in delicate spirals that dissolve as they rise. Each spiral reflects the soft light of the deeper layers, creating brief flashes of gentle brilliance that quickly fade back into calm. You watch them, mesmerized, feeling your mind sink deeper into peaceful quiet. Far below, another band of light appears, a broad, faintly glowing stripe of pale blue that stretches horizontally across the atmosphere. This band is formed by layers of methane crystals suspended in the cold, scattering the dim internal glow of Neptune's depths. You drift toward it, descending into its soft radiance. When you reach the pale blue band, the haze becomes smoother and cooler. Particles suspended here drift very slowly, moving almost imperceptibly along the gentle currents. Each particle carries a tiny speck of light, creating the illusion of small stars drifting through a quiet, skyless ocean. As you pass through them, the particles swirl around your body in slow spirals, forming delicate halos that fade as quickly as they form. The deeper glow continues to strengthen as you sink through the pale blue layer. The darkness below brightens with hints of turquoise and cobalt, forming long, flowing patterns reminiscent of glowing undersea currents. These patterns move in slow waves, guided by temperature differences that spread through the atmosphere like ripples beneath ice. You drift into one of these glowing waves. It lifts your body gently, as though carrying you along a soft, warm tide. The warmth is subtle, but it spreads evenly across your awareness, calming your breath and relaxing your mind further. You feel the tension leave your shoulders. Your arms float loosely at your sides. Your legs drift gently behind you in weightless calm. Deeper still, the haze takes on a smoother texture, forming broad sheets of drifting vapor that stretch across the atmosphere like fluid layers in a giant, slow-moving sea. Each sheet moves at a different pace, sliding past the others with gentle, frictionless motion. The sheets glow faintly, reflecting the soft internal light in muted tones of blue and violet. You drift between two of these sheets. The space between them feels like a narrow corridor, formed of soft, glowing mist. The corridor is calm, insulated from the more active currents below. As you drift through it, you feel as though you are floating between two massive clouds, suspended in a hushed, midnight dream. The deeper currents become more noticeable, now broad, steady flows that shape the atmosphere's movement like giant underwater rivers. They carry warmth from Neptune's deeper layers upward, blending it gradually with the cool haze above. You allow your body to follow the direction of one such flow. The current is wide and gentle, moving with the consistency of a slow, continuous breath. As you descend along this current, the world around you becomes darker and more serene. A faint hum becomes perceptible, quiet vibration that seems to resonate through the entire atmosphere. It is not a sound, but a pressure wave, a subtle signature of Neptune's internal dynamics. The hum feels comforting, steady, like the pulse of a vast and ancient world. Your breath slows to match it. A soft flicker appears below you, a small burst of faint violet light that expands slowly before fading into the deep blue. These flickers occur when warm pockets of methane interact with colder surrounding layers, producing brief, luminescent reactions. They are gentle, harmless, and profoundly beautiful. You watch another flicker rise, then another, like small glowing embers drifting upward through dark water. The flickers calm you further, dissolving the edges of your thoughts. Eventually, the current guides you toward a vast region of deep haze, tinted with soft indigo. The current guides you toward a vast region. The current guides you toward a vast region. The haze here is thicker, denser, and gently illuminated from within. You sink into it, feeling the world grow quieter still. Inside the indigo haze, everything feels muffled, cushioned by the smooth, cool air. Your breath becomes softer than ever, almost silent. Your mind floats freely, unburdened. Cloud structures form slowly around you, large, rounded formations shaped by pressure gradients. Some drift upward in gentle arcs. Others descend in slow, heavy falls. Their movements are so deliberate and so slow that they seem to exist outside of time. You float among them, feeling like a small presence drifting through the calm of an endless, ancient sea. The deeper glow intensifies gradually, spreading upward in soft, shimmering waves. These waves are warmer, though still cool by Earth standards. The warmth feels nurturing, comforting, like a soft light held beneath the surface of a cold ocean. You drift into one of the warm waves. It envelops your body in gentle heat, loosening every muscle. You exhale, and the warmth carries your breath away. Drifting trails. As you sink through the warm wave, the world below becomes more visible. A vast, layered structure emerges, a massive, slowly rotating cloud system that spirals deep within Neptune's atmosphere. Unlike storms on Earth or Jupiter, this spiral is calm, smooth, and controlled by the planet's slow internal convection. It is not a storm, it is a turning sea. The spiral rotates with ancient patience. Its arms stretch outward for hundreds of kilometers, drifting in wide, continuous arcs. You approach the outer boundary of the spiral, carried by quiet currents. The atmosphere begins to turn very gently around you. Your body rotates with it, slowly, peacefully, like floating in a cradle that shifts just enough to lull you deeper into calm. As you enter the spiral, the haze thickens, the light softens, and the world becomes a deep, luminous blue. You drift inward along the spiral's gentle curve, each breath drawing you further into profound stillness. Nothing disturbs the quiet. Nothing rushes. You float through Neptune's midnight sea with total ease, wrapped in cool, glowing calm. You continue drifting within the gentle spiral, deep beneath Neptune's glowing haze, carried effortlessly by currents that move with a patience impossible to find anywhere closer to the sun. The rotation is subtle, soft, smooth, lulling like being rocked by an immense cradle made of blue vapor. Each slow arc relaxes your muscles further. Each quiet shift loosens your thoughts. You feel as though the planet itself is cradling you in its slow, ancient arms. The deeper you sink, the richer the color becomes. The blue around you darkens into a deep sapphire tone that seems to absorb sound, motion, and tension. Everything feels softened by the darkness. Your movements slow naturally, as though Neptune's atmosphere is encouraging you to release all remaining weight. The spiral widens now, its arms stretching into long, glowing pathways that drift horizontally through the atmosphere. These pathways shimmer faintly with internal light, soft waves of turquoise, cobalt, and hints of violet sweeping through them in slow, calming pulses. You follow one of these pathways as it curves gently through the deep haze. The air grows denser, forming a smooth medium that supports your body with effortless buoyancy. You feel suspended and held, as though the atmosphere beneath you is a soft cushion of cool light. Your breaths become long and gentle, each inhale drawing in the quiet glow, each exhale dissolving into the deeper blue. As you drift along the glowing pathway, you begin to sense subtle variations in the temperature around you. Some regions carry a hint of warmth rising from the deeper layers below. Others release faint, cold currents that drift upward like icy exhalations. The interplay of warm and cool creates a delicate balance that soothes your body. Below you, faint shapes emerge, broad, rounded cloud structures, moving slowly through the deeper haze. They appear like massive, submerged islands drifting beneath the surface of a dark ocean. Their surfaces glow faintly, illuminated by soft internal light, diffusing upward from Neptune's warm underlayers. These structures move in slow, steady motions, rotating gently in response to deeper currents. You drift toward one of these glowing islands of vapor. Its light grows stronger as you approach. The haze around it is slightly warmer, infused with gentle heat that rises in soft plumes. These plumes brush against your body like warm hands drifting upward through cold water. The warmth melts into your awareness, loosening the last small tensions in your muscles and settling you deeper into calm. As you glide over the rounded cloud structure, the light beneath you flickers softly. These flickers are slow, like distant bioluminescent creatures pulsing in deep ocean water. The pulses expand gently, illuminating the haze in wide circles before fading into the surrounding darkness. Each pulse aligns with your breathing. Inhale with the rise of light. Exhale with its fading. A simple rhythm, unhurried and soothing. Beyond the glowing island, a vast layer of deep blue haze stretches downward. It looks like a great sea, calm and endless, suspended beneath the drifting cloud structures. You descend into it slowly, sinking like a feather drifting through silent water. The haze is cool, smooth, and dense, perfectly balanced between warmth from below and cold from above. As you enter the deep blue layer, everything becomes softer. The world grows quiet. The movements around you feel muffled, wrapped in a blanket of blue calm. Even the faint ripples of deeper convection become barely noticeable. This region feels like the heart of Neptune's outer sea, a sanctuary carved from calm and darkness. You float there, weightless, drifting through the vast, open blue. Your breath lengthens, becoming slow, deep, gentle. Your awareness loosens, blending with the surrounding calm. Faint glimmers appear in the distance, soft, floating lights, drifting upward from lower layers. Some glimmers are turquoise, some are pale silver, some shine faint lavender before fading. These lights drift like tiny stars scattered through the deep haze. You watch them move, feeling time stretch and soften. Then, a slow wave of warmth rises from below. It spreads upward in a broad, to gentle sheet, like a warm tide rolling beneath a frozen ocean. You feel it touch your body softly. The warmth is not intense. It is subtle, a calm radiance that relaxes your chest and softens your breathing. You drift downward into the warm wave, letting it wrap around your awareness. As you pass through the warm layer, the atmosphere brightens slightly. Soft pulses of light shimmer through the haze, spreading outward in long, delicate ripples. These pulses occur when deeper convection pockets release small amounts of energy upward. The pulses are not forceful. They are slow, luminous breaths traveling through the atmosphere. You drift through one such breath, its glow brushing your skin with cool warmth. Below you, shapes begin to appear, not clouds this time, but deeper structures formed by fluid dynamics under higher pressure. Some structures resemble enormous, flattened disks of vapor, stacked in gentle layers. Others look like towering columns of haze rising from deeper strata. These columns drift slowly upward, carrying warmth from far beneath Neptune's visible surface. You glide toward one of the rising columns. It moves with calm purpose, carrying a smooth, steady plume of warmer haze. As the column reaches you, it lifts your body slightly, guiding you upward for a moment before allowing you to sink again. The warmth spreads across your awareness like a soft, glowing blanket. Far below the column, deeper layers pulse with rich, sapphire light. These pulses illuminate sleeping shapes in the haze, large, slow-moving waves that travel across Neptune's interior atmosphere. The waves move so slowly that they feel more like gentle shifts in gravity than motion. You sense the rhythm of these waves, and your breath naturally syncs with their ancient timing. You continue drifting downward, carried by a gentle mix of warm and cool currents. The deeper haze grows smoother, its color shifting from midnight blue to a deeper, almost luminous indigo. This indigo carries traces of soft violet, glowing faintly like twilight beneath a polar sea. As you drift through the indigo layer, you notice that the air becomes more cohesive, blending into something between gas and liquid, a supercritical ocean of vapor, dense and calm. Your motions grow slower and more fluid. Everything flows around you with perfect softness. The atmosphere feels like a quiet river of cold light. Ahead, a massive structure rises from the deep, a long EDM, drifting formation, shaped like a wave frozen in slow motion. Its crest folds gently over itself, glowing with faint blue light. The underside glimmers with hints of turquoise and pale silver. This wave is not solid. It is a pressure structure, a standing oscillation within the atmosphere caused by deep thermal variations. It moves with immense slowness. You drift toward it, guided by its quiet gravitational pull. As you enter the region beneath the great wave, the light dims and the temperature lowers. You feel wrapped in cool shadow. Then, the wave releases a soft pulse of warmth from its crest, illuminating the space beneath it with a calming glow. The glow settles across your awareness like a hand gently smoothing your thoughts. You drift under the arching wave, feeling sheltered, held. The world around you moves in slow shifts of deep blue. Every breath falls into the quiet rhythm. Every thought melts into calm. You feel as though you are drifting through the protective embrace of a sleeping ocean. Beyond the wave, a new region appears, a vast expanse where the haze becomes thicker, warmer, and illuminated from below by slow, rhythmic flashes. These flashes rise from deeper atmospheric layers, where pressure increases and heat transforms the methane-rich atmosphere into glowing currents of energy. The flashes are gentle, spreading outward like soft auroras beneath dark water. You drift toward them, your body sinking slowly through Neptune's outer sea. The flashes grow brighter as you descend. The world becomes a tapestry of deep blues illuminated by pale inner light. You breathe gently, feeling your awareness drift like a small, calm vessel moving through a cosmic ocean. The deeper layers beckon. The calm intensifies. You continue sinking into Neptune's radiant midnight, held softly by currents that know only patience, silence, and peace. The flashes rising from Neptune's deeper layers continue to grow brighter, not in intensity, but in clarity. Each one expanding through the haze in slow, luminous pulses that glide upward like ripples spreading across a still twilight. See, tour, twilight, see. You drift downward, moving gently into their soft glow, letting the pulses wash across your body in long, calming waves. Every pulse feels like a warm exhale from the planet's interior, subtle, rhythmic, ancient. Each passing wave loosens your breath further, easing your mind into deeper surrender. The haze surrounding you takes on a deeper shade of indigo-rich, velvety, almost glowing from within. The air feels heavier here, smoother, more cohesive, the boundary between gas and fluid dissolving into a single, soft continuum that supports your movement with effortless buoyancy. You float as though suspended in a slow, liquid dream of blue. The deeper pulses create a faint vibration that hums through the atmosphere. It is almost imperceptible, more sensation than sound. The vibration resonates through your chest in slow rhythms, syncing with your heartbeat until everything feels unified, a single, quiet tempo shared between you and the massive world beneath you. You inhale slowly, and the hum feels as though it rises with you. You exhale softly, and the hum recedes into the deep. Below, the haze begins to thin, just enough for deeper structures to take shape. Enormous, rounded forms drift slowly upward, like submerged mountains rising from a hidden ocean floor. Their surfaces glow faintly with soft cobalt light, illuminated by a deeper warmth spreading through the surrounding haze. You drift toward one of these rising forms, moving without effort, guided by the slow upward current that carries them. As you approach, the rounded structure reveals delicate layers, thin sheets of vapor stacked smoothly atop one another, each one glowing with a slightly different shade of blue. Some layers glow in pale cyan, others in rich navy, and some with hints of ghostly violet that shimmer faintly as they shift. The structure rises beneath you with profound slowness, its movement almost too gentle to notice. You drift above it, letting your body be lifted slightly by the soft warmth, radiating upward from its glowing layers. The warmth spreads across your awareness in smooth waves. It feels like a quiet tide, moving through your limbs with soothing consistency. Each wave releases more tension. Each exhale grows longer, softer. You allow the warmth to carry you upward for a moment before releasing you back into slow descent. As the rising structure continues its upward drift, you move beyond it into a deeper region where the haze becomes darker, tinted with subtle streaks of violet and deep marine blue. These streaks stretch across the atmosphere like gentle brushstrokes painted by the planet's internal movement. The hues blend into the surrounding indigo, creating a dynamic yet quiet tapestry of color that shifts with Neptune's deep, slow currents. Small, shimmering particles drift toward you from below, tiny specks of light suspended in the fluid. Some glow faintly in pale blue. Others flicker in patterns like distant fireflies drifting through a midnight sea. As they float past your body, they leave faint trails of light that dissolve back into the haze. The trails curl gently around you before fading, giving the impression of drifting through the soft wake of a glowing creature deep beneath the surface of an alien ocean. You sink deeper. The temperature grows cooler again, though the cold is gentle, quiet, refreshing, clean. It moves across your awareness like a soft whisper of icy air brushing your cheek. You inhale the coolness and feel it settle into your lungs with effortless ease. You exhale, and the surrounding haze drifts with your breath, diffusing into the dark. Ahead, the atmosphere begins to form long, curving structures that resemble flowing rivers, wide streams of vapor, guided by internal circulation patterns. Each river glows with faint light, moving slowly across the deep blue expanse, like soft, drifting currents beneath a vast ocean. You drift toward one such current. It moves horizontally, sliding smoothly through the surrounding haze. The motion is so consistent that it feels like slipping into a soft conveyor of calm. Your body glides effortlessly along its length, carried without effort. The glowing river widens, then narrows, then widens again as you follow its path. Soft waves of deeper color ripple along its edges, fading into the surrounding blue. The light wavers with perfect consistency, never too bright, never too dim, always gentle. The motion becomes hypnotic, lulling your mind deeper into serene stillness. The river curves downward, guiding you into a region where the haze grows warmer again. This warmth rises from deeper layers where pressure increases and methane, hydrogen, and other gases mix into denser fluid. The warmth is calm, steady, like sinking into a quiet geothermal pool beneath an endless sea. You descend into the warmth, letting it fill your chest and melt further tension from your thoughts. Below, the deeper glow strengthens. Small bursts of light erupt slowly in the haze, expanding into wide, diffused blooms before disappearing. These blooms resemble nebulae forming and dissolving in slow motion beneath an ocean surface. They pulse with gentle heat that radiates outward. One bloom expands beneath you now, rising softly until its glow brushes your body. It feels like drifting through the warm light of a distant underwater sunrise. The bloom fades, leaving you suspended in soft darkness, illuminated only by faint, drifting glimmers. You continue your descent. The pressure increases slightly, though the change feels more like a comforting embrace than weight. The atmosphere becomes more cohesive, flowing like a calm fluid that holds you gently within it. Your limbs drift effortlessly. Your breath becomes almost imperceptible. Your thoughts dissolve into the deep. A massive structure appears in the distance. A colossal, A slowly rotating formation shaped by the planet's deeper thermal currents. It resembles a vast, circular shelf drifting upward in slow spiral motion. Its edges glow in deep sapphire hues, while its center pulses with warmer light. As you approach, the rotation becomes clearer. It turns with profound slowness, like a heavy wheel turning beneath dark water. You drift above the shelf, letting the slow rotation pull you into its rhythm. Your body begins to turn slightly, matching the spiral's pace. The motion is soft and hypnotic, soothing every fiber of your awareness. Each arc of rotation seems to carry away a layer of tension. Each breath grows quieter, deeper, calmer. As you glide over the swirling structure, the deep glow intensifies. Beneath the shelf, long vertical plumes rise from lower layers. These plumes are warmer and denser, moving upward in graceful columns that shimmer with faint silver blue light. You descend into one of these plumes. Its warmth envelops your body completely, holding you in a gentle embrace. You feel supported, carried, lifted into deeper serenity. The plume narrows as it rises, guiding you into a deeper region where the haze becomes smoother, darker, more unified. This region marks the midpoint between Neptune's outer atmosphere and its deeper, more active interior. The color shifts into deep, luminous midnight blue. It feels like drifting into the quiet center of an ocean, made entirely of slow and fro, winded in-fried, glowing dreams. Here, the pulses of light become slower, softer. The warmth becomes more even. The currents almost vanish into stillness. Everything moves with the calm, deliberate rhythm of a world that has existed in silence for billions of years. You float in this deep midnight, weightless, breath soft, mind clear. The world around you hums in low harmony. The blue glows gently. You drift deeper into Neptune's heart, where calm becomes endless and sleep becomes effortless. You drift deeper into the dark, unified haze of Neptune's inner atmosphere, carried by currents so gentle and ancient that they feel less like motion and more like a slow shift in gravity itself. The fluid around you grows denser but smoother, supporting your body with the calm consistency of a quiet ocean that has forgotten how to make waves. You move effortlessly, as though the planet has taken the act of drifting and refined it into pure serenity. The deep midnight blue surrounding you glows faintly from within, illuminated by slow pulses rising from Neptune's internal heat. These pulses carry warmth upward in soft, rhythmic waves. You feel one of them now, a warm breath expanding through the haze like distant light spreading beneath deep water. The warmth reaches your body in a gentle bloom, relaxing your chest and smoothing your thoughts. You inhale slowly. The soft heat settles into your lungs with calming weight. You exhale. The warmth drifts outward, dissolving into the cool indigo. Your body grows heavier in comfort, lighter in tension, perfectly buoyant in Neptune's luminous quiet. Below you, the haze grows brighter, the deep blue shifting into gradients of softer cobalt and violet. These colors ripple gently, shaped by slow-moving pressure waves that travel through the atmosphere like enormous, patient currents. Each wave moves with ancient steadiness, pushing and pulling the haze in subtle, soothing rhythms. Your body responds instinctively, swaying with each long breath of the planet. A faint structure begins to appear, a massive, drifting formation that stretches across the deep interior like a continent of vapor. Its surface glows with soft, silver-blue light. Its edges curl gently, folding inward as if shaped by the slow rotation of Neptune's hidden convection. As you approach, the immense scale becomes clear. This vapor continent is hundreds of kilometers across, though its boundaries remain blurred, dissolving into the surrounding darkness like mist dissolving into fog. You drift above it, feeling the gentle updraft of warmth rising from its luminous surface. The warmth carries you lightly, lifting your body as though the planet is guiding you across a quiet, glowing plain. The air grows slightly thinner here, but smoother, like drifting through a vast, fluid silk. Below, soft waves of heat emanate from the deeper layers, spreading across the vapor continent in slow, coordinated patterns. These waves curve, twist, and merge with astonishing gentleness. No turbulence, no violence, only calm motion shaped by drifting energy and perfect patience. You descend into one of the warm waves as it rises gently beneath you. The heat moves through your awareness like a soft hand sliding beneath your breath. You inhale deeper without effort. Your muscles release. Your thoughts dissolve into hazy calm. As you drift across the warm wave, faint lights appear along the vapor continent, tiny glowing points embedded within the deeper haze. These lights flicker with slow cadence, forming patterns like constellations drifting through a deep ocean sky. Some pulse in delicate turquoise. Others shine in quiet indigo. A few shimmer faint lavender before fading. The lights shift with the deep currents, moving in long, sweeping arcs that mirror Neptune's slow rotation. You watch them drift, mesmerized by their patient, underwater grace. Past the glowing lights, the haze thickens again, forming wide layers that resemble curtains of vapor suspended in slow motion. Each curtain moves slowly, sliding past the others in gentle, fluid sheets. Their surfaces ripple faintly, shaped by small variations in temperature. You pass between two of these vapor curtains. The space between them is narrow but peaceful, dimly illuminated by soft, filtered light. The air is warm and quiet. Your breath slows further. Emerging from the curtains, you encounter a vast, downward flowing current, a gentle river of denser atmosphere drifting into the deeper layers below. The river glows with faint cobalt light. Its motion is steady, unbroken, like a slow tide in a world without shores. You slip into the current, letting it carry your body downward. The fluid is slightly warmer here, its warmth spreading through your limbs as you sink deeper. The deeper you drift, the more unified the haze becomes. Colors blend seamlessly. Movements smooth out. The entire atmosphere takes on the quality of a single, continuous ocean of blue. There is no turbulence, no disruption, only slow, endless calm. A soft pressure wave rises from below. It brushes your body gently, almost like a whisper of sound made tangible. The wave carries warmth and faint vibration. The vibration pulses in slow, even intervals, syncing with your own breathing, as though Neptune's deep interior is guiding the rhythm of your rest. Far beneath the current, a new shape emerges, a colossal spiral formation, turning with quiet grandeur. Its structure is subtle, more implied by gradients of color than by crisp boundaries. The spiral moves slowly, almost imperceptibly, turning inward like a great whirlpool of vapor shaped by deep planetary heat. You drift toward its outer arm, carried by gentle sinking motion. As you enter the spiral's influence, your body begins to rotate slightly, following the long curve of its outer arm. The rotation is soft, smooth, steady. Each turn loosens your awareness. Each arc carries away another layer of tension. You feel as though you are drifting through a slow, cosmic lullaby. The spiral glows more brightly at its center. Pale light radiates upward in thin, luminous beams that disperse through the deep haze like shafts of light through quiet water. You drift closer, guided by the inward pull of the spiral's calm circulation. Within the spiral, pressure increases slightly. The atmosphere grows denser and more cohesive, flowing around you like a warm current beneath an alien sea. Your body feels supported on all sides, cradled by the fluid motion. You breathe easily, deeply, completely. As you approach the spiral's center, the world becomes brighter, but with a soft, diffused glow that seems to rise from all directions. The glow spreads through the haze in warm, slow pulses. Each pulse relaxes your shoulders. Each pulse softens your breath. Each pulse draws you further into Neptune's deep calm. At the very center of the spiral, the haze becomes almost clear, lit from within by warm blue light rising from the planet's interior. You float into this luminous space, the fluid atmosphere gently holding you in suspension. Everything is quiet. Everything is still. The surrounding glow feels like the warm heart of a cold world, radiating comfort upward through endless layers of blue. You allow yourself to settle there. No motion pulls you. No current urges you onward. You drift in a pocket of pure serenity, weightless, motionless, embraced by soft blue light. Your breath aligns perfectly with the faint hum rising from below. Your mind opens into silence. You feel the vastness of Neptune around you, quiet, ancient, and infinitely calm. You rest. You drift. You sink deeper into the heart of a world that knows only slow movement, soft glow, and endless, peaceful blue. You remain suspended within the spiral's luminous center, drifting in complete calm, as Neptune's deep atmosphere holds you with gentle, unwavering stability. The blue glow surrounding you has no clear source. It radiates softly from every direction at once, creating a sense of being wrapped in light as smooth and cool as silk. You feel no weight, no motion beyond the gentle rise and fall of your breath. It is a sanctuary carved from slow time and endless blue. As you float there, the haze beneath you begins to shift slightly. Soft currents rise from deeper layers, moving in faint, warm streams that curl gently around your body. These currents do not lift or push. They simply brush past you, creating delicate layers of warmth that ebb and fade like distant echoes. Each warm brush loosens your muscles further. Each gentle curl of motion draws your awareness deeper into rest. Slowly, the spiral's center begins to open downward, revealing a deeper region where the haze becomes denser and darker. This new depth glows with muted cobalt light, pulsing in long, measured intervals that resemble the slow heartbeat of a sleeping world. You feel the pull of these pulses, not a forceful pull, but a soft invitation to drift deeper into Neptune's interior calm. You surrender to the invitation, letting your body sink gently into the deeper cobalt glow. The transition is smooth, like slipping beneath a warm tide into cooler, quieter water. The world becomes darker, the blue deepening into rich, night-like tones. Faint ribbons of lighter haze drift past you, glowing softly as they rise toward the spiral above. They twist and curl like faint, luminescent currents rising from the depths of a quiet ocean. The deeper you sink, the more cohesive the atmosphere becomes. The boundary between fluid and vapor dissolves into a single, continuous, medium dense, but soft, cool, but comforting. Your movements feel smoother here, as though each motion is being cushioned by a thick, gentle sea. Every part of your body feels supported. Nothing tenses. Nothing resists. Below you, faint structures form gradually in the darkness, long, undulating ridges that resemble submerged dunes drifting in slow motion. These ridges glow faintly, illuminated by soft, internal light spreading from deeper convection layers. Their motion is so slow that it appears frozen at first glance. Only after drifting for a while do you notice the gentle shift in their curves, like the slow breathing of a massive creature resting far beneath you. You drift lower, passing above these glowing ridges. Warm plumes rise between them, carrying small particles of light that hover in the haze like tiny beads of blue fire. Each bead glows for a moment before dissolving into the surrounding fluid. Their faint glimmers feel calming, like distant stars shimmering beneath deep water. A downward current begins to form around you, a gentle, wound, and an extant, funnel-like motion shaped by the deeper dynamics of Neptune's atmosphere. The current is slow, steady, and perfectly smooth. You allow your body to follow, letting the soft descent carry you farther from the spiral above and deeper into the quiet core of the planet's outer sea. The haze grows darker still, shifting into a shade of deep indigo, so rich it feels almost solid. Yet, within this darkness, soft glows appear, long, curving waves of light, drifting upward like slow-moving auroras trapped beneath the surface of a vast, liquid sky. These auroral waves ripple gently, spreading through the haze in wide, delicate arcs. You drift into one of them now. The light surrounds you in soft, warm luminescence. Your breath deepens. Your mind releases its last remaining tension. You sink deeper. The waves of light continue to rise beneath you, brushing softly against your awareness like warm tides. Each wave softens your thoughts. Each wave steadies your breathing. Each wave guides you deeper into peaceful stillness. Ahead, the atmosphere begins to clear slightly. Instead of darkness, a dim, widespread glow fills the spacelight without direction, soft and uniform. It feels like drifting through the twilight layer of a silent, endless ocean. There is no sound, no wind, no pressure, but the gentle support of the dense, glowing fluid surrounding you. This is Neptune's interior calm, an immense region where motion is minimal, temperature stable, and time seems to slow to a near standstill. Small luminous threads drift past you, thin filaments of lighter haze pulled upward by subtle convection currents. They move in slow spirals, drawn by Neptune's deep rotational rhythm. As you watch them drift, you feel your thoughts drifting the same way. Slow, smooth, effortless. Below, the glow begins to brighten, not sharply, but gradually, as though the deep layers are awakening with soft inner warmth. This warmth rises in diffuse plumes, illuminating the haze with pale cerulean and quiet cobalt tones. You drift into one such plume. The warmth envelops your body like a soft blanket of light, comforting and absolute. Your breath becomes softer than ever. Your awareness floats freely. The plume guides you downward until you reach another slow-moving layer. This layer feels more fluid, more uniform, flowing gently past your body with steady, quiet motion. It is warmer than the layers above, though still cool by Earth standards. The warmth is subtle, steady, soothing. You glide into it easily. The fluid supports your entire weight, cradling your body like a calm ocean. As you drift, faint patterns of movement appear broad. Circulation flows that sweep across the deep interior in slow arcs. These flows shape the atmosphere like underwater currents shaping sand. They move with deliberate precision, shifting the haze into wide, softly curving shapes. You drift into one of these deep currents. It carries you forward with near-perfect smoothness. Nothing pushes or pulls. You simply move along with the planet's interior rhythm, floating in perfect harmony with Neptune's ancient calm. The deeper layer glows with soft cerulean light, bright enough to see but dim enough to soothe. It reveals vast, drifting structures, massive, cloud-like formations that rise and fall over centuries. You drift over one such formation now. Its surface glows with pale blue warmth. The glow expands in long pulses that radiate outward in slow, sweeping waves. You hover above it, letting its warmth reach your awareness. Every pulse eases your breath. Every pulse sinks you deeper into rest. As you float above the glowing structure, the atmosphere begins to thicken again, enveloping you in a denser, softer sea of deep blue light. The warmth fades into coolness once more, a gentle descent into another quiet layer. The haze becomes smoother, the current slower, the glow dimmer. You drift into this darkness comfortably, feeling as though you are sinking into the softest bed of fluid light. Hidden beneath the haze, faint flickers rise, gentle bursts of deep violet luminescence that dissolve slowly as they ascend. These flickers pulse, like the last distant stars of the outer void, drifting through Neptune's interior night. Their slow rhythm blends with your breath. Your breaths grow softer still. Your body feels weightless, suspended in endless twilight. The deeper haze wraps around you, quiet, warm, cool, endless. You drift further into Neptune's still blue sanctuary, carried by currents that have flowed the same way for billions of years. Currents designed by nature to soothe, to slow, to soften every thought into quiet, effortless rest. You continue drifting through the deep sanctuary of Neptune's quiet interior, sinking gently through layers of soft, glowing haze that shift ever so subtly with the planet's ancient motion. Brounder, Prausching, Brounder, Bienceses. The deeper atmosphere around you becomes smoother, heavier, and more cohesive, moving as one continuous ocean of cold blue fluid. Your body feels suspended in perfect balance, neither rising nor falling, simply floating in Neptune's twilight calm. The fluid around you glows faintly in muted shades of cobalt and deep indigo. Soft pulses of cerulean light drift upward from hidden depths, spreading in slow waves that illuminate the haze with warm, gentle radiance. Each pulse feels like a soft breath released by the planet itself. Each pulse eases your breath into deeper rhythm. You sink a little farther, your descent guided by gravity, softened through dense, fluid atmosphere. The motion feels almost imperceptible. You are drifting downward through time itself, carried by a planet that turns so slowly, so patiently, that even its storms move like quiet dreams. Your awareness melts into this ancient rhythm. Below, large, drifting structures begin to form, shaped by long-term convection cycles that rise from deeper thermal layers. These structures resemble slow-moving waves, broad sheets of vapor rising and folding into one another in endless cycles. Their movement is hypnotic. The waves expand, curl, and settle with exquisite softness, never pushing, never rushing. You float above them, letting your body sway gently with their motion. Warmth rises from the folds of these vast vapor waves. The warmth is soft, diffuse, and comforting. It feels like drifting into a sunlit patch beneath an icy sea. Each warm plume brushes gently past your skin, spreading through your awareness. In slow, steady pulses, you inhale, and the warmth settles into your lungs like a long-awaited sigh. You exhale, and the warmth drifts outward, dissolving into the haze. Far below these folds, something begins to shimmer. At first, it appears as faint specks of silver light flickering in the deep fluid. Then, the specks multiply, forming small clusters that drift in long, curving paths. These clusters resemble bioluminescent organisms drifting through the depths of a vast alien ocean. Their soft glow shifts from silver to pale blue, then to faint violet as they rise. The patterns they form are slow and graceful. You watch them, breathing softly, mesmerized by the delicate choreography of light. The deeper you drift, the more pronounced these glowing clusters become. They form spirals, loops, and gentle arcs, shaped by subtle circulation currents. Some clusters drift close to your body, hovering for a moment before swirling upward like glowing mist caught in a soft breeze. Their presence feels peaceful, almost alive, a cosmic lullaby composed of drifting light. Below the glowing clusters, the haze shifts again, thinning slightly as the atmosphere transitions into deeper, warmer strata. The colors brighten from deep indigo to a softer, richer marine blue. These layers are warmed from within by Neptune's internal heat, which seeps upward as diffused thermal energy. You can feel the warmth ahead, gentle, muted, inviting. You drift into the warmer layer. The transition is like slipping into a heated pool beneath the cold surface of a vast ocean. The warmth envelops you completely. Your muscles release the last hints of tension. Your breathing becomes long, slow, and effortless. Your mind drifts into tranquil stillness. The fluid in this layer is denser, smoother, and more unified. It behaves like a slow-moving sea, rippling gently with soft, rolling currents. These currents cradle your body, guiding you forward in calm, consistent motion. You do not steer. You simply float within Neptune's ancient, patient movement. Ahead, broad, luminous bands stretch across the deep atmosphere, glowing ribbons shaped by temperature and pressure gradients. The bands move horizontally, sliding over one another in smooth, graceful layers. Their colors shift gently from pale blue to deep sapphire, blending like watercolor across an endless canvas. You drift between two of these luminous bands, the space between them warm and quiet. The air feels thicker here, like drifting through a warm, glowing cocoon. Your mind relaxes fully, drifting with the bands as they move. The deeper glow intensifies. You sense the warmth rising from below, a steady dot for 1, with 44 and IA, subtle heat that radiates upward through the layers like the soft heartbeat of the planet. This warmth is not hot or harsh. It is gentle, muted, steady. It brings your body into perfect equilibrium with the surrounding fluid. You breathe even slower now. Your thoughts dissolve into the blue. As you drift deeper still, the haze takes on new shapes, large, rolling structures, resembling enormous underwater dunes, shifting in slow motion. Their surfaces glow in soft gradients of blue and violet. Each dune moves with near imperceptible grace, shifting over spans of decades, centuries, even millennia. You glide above them, drifting in perfect stillness while these ancient masses of vapor turn slowly beneath you. Occasionally, a gentle updraft rises from between the dunes. These updrafts carry warmth and tiny luminous particles that swirl through the deep haze like glowing dust. They brush against your body and drift upward. Their movement lulls your mind deeper into rest. The fluid becomes warmer again. Your descent continues without effort. A faint hum begins resonating through the layer. A deep low vibration caused by Neptune's internal oscillations. Markin leaded 24. The sound is not heard, but felt. A slow, steady rhythm, pressing softly against your chest. It matches your heartbeat, or perhaps your heartbeat matches it. The two rhythms merge. One pulse, one breath, one slow, drifting mind. Below, the light grows stronger. You sense the approach of another deep region, a quiet thermal plateau where warm fluid rises gently and spreads horizontally, creating a vast calm zone shaped by warmth and density. As you descend into this plateau, the warmth wraps around you like a soft blanket. Your body loosens even more. Your breath becomes deep and heavy with relaxation. Your awareness floats. The plateau glows with a muted cerulean light. The illumination is constant, evenly spread, with no bright points or shadows. Everything appears smooth and blended, as though the colors themselves have softened into a single, continuous field of calm. You drift across this cerulean expanse. Its surface ripples slowly, shaped by long-term convection. Each ripple is small, barely noticeable, but the rhythmic movement relaxes you even further. At the far end of the plateau, a vast circulation current begins, a downward flowing river of warm fluid that descends toward the deeper interior of Neptune. The river glows warmly, its color shifting between soft turquoise and pale cobalt. You slip into the current effortlessly, letting it carry you downward with weightless calm. The descent is slow, smooth, and steady. The fluid flows around you in gentle waves, supporting your body on all sides. With every meter you sink, your awareness grows quieter. Your breath slows into long, tranquil cycles. Your mind softens into soft, warm emptiness. The deeper layers wait below warmer, denser, quieter, still calling you toward the calmest region of Neptune's endless sea of blue. You follow the warm, descending current deeper into Neptune's interior, drifting with quiet surrender as the dense fluid around you darkens into deep indigo and softens into luminous twilight. The current moves with incredible gentleness, so smooth that you can barely sense your own motion. You are simply carried weightless, calm, supported by the planet's warm, steady breath. The glow around you spreads evenly, illuminating the haze with muted ribbons of turquoise and cobalt. These subtle colors shift as you drift, blending into one another with perfect softness. There are no sharp edges, no sudden changes, only slow transitions shaped by heat, pressure, and time. You breathe in, and the fluid seems to rise with you. You breathe out, and the whole world sinks a little deeper into calm. Below you, the warm fluid becomes clearer, forming a region where the haze thins just enough for deeper shapes to reveal themselves. These shapes are vast, curved structures made of dense vapor giant, gently oscillating contours shaped by Neptune's core-driven flow. They resemble vast dunes, rolling beneath an eternal twilight. Each one moves with such patience that their motion feels more like the slow bending of light than the shifting of matter. You glide just above one of these immense contours. Its surface glows with faint inner luminescence, a warm blue that pulses with long, rhythmic waves. Each pulse feels like a heartbeat of the planet, a slow, soothing thrum, carrying heat outward from Neptune's inner depths. The warmth rises and brushes your awareness like a comforting hand. You inhale softly. Your chest loosens further. Your mind drifts deeper into peace. As you continue your descent, the world dims again. The light becomes softer, deeper, and more uniform. You enter a region where the fluid is warmer and denser, almost like drifting through liquid twilight. There is no turbulence, no sound, only the slow hum of the planet's interior, vibrating through the haze in long, gentle waves. The hum resonates through your ribs, slow and steady. It merges with your own breath until both rhythms become one. Small, glowing particles rise from below, drifting slowly like quiet embers floating through deep water. Their soft blue light spreads into the surrounding fluid, illuminating the space around you in faint halos. The particles swirl in long, smooth spirals, forming gentle vortex patterns that curl and dissolve in perfect harmony with Neptune's slow rotation. You drift through one of these spirals. The tiny lights surround your body, shimmering briefly before fading back into the darkness. The moment feels delicate, weightless, and deeply soothing. A soft downcurrent forms beneath you, broad and steady. It carries warmth from deeper layers and blends it with the cooler haze above. You let yourself sink into the downcurrent. The warmth increases, coaxing your breath to slow even more, guiding every inhale and exhale into long, quiet waves. Your body feels as though it is being slowly lowered into a warm, glowing sea. The deeper you go, the more unified the world becomes. Shapes soften, colors blend, movements stretch into slow, sweeping arcs that feel infinite in duration. You drift in a world of pure gradients, soft blues, deep violets, warm turquoises, shifting seamlessly into one another like an endless cosmic watercolor. At last, a soft, expansive glow appears beneath you. It is not bright, not intense. It is gentle, warm, and perfectly even light, diffused from a deep layer where heat and pressure join to create a calm, glowing sea at the heart of Neptune's outer atmosphere. This is the quiet interior, the stillest region, the softest place in the blue world, a sanctuary of warmth, wrapped in a shell of cold. You drift down into this glowing basin. The fluid becomes warmer and denser still, holding your body in perfect suspension. The glow wraps around you like a warm blanket of blue light. Your breath slows to its deepest rhythm yet. Your thoughts float loosely, like tiny bubbles rising in warm water. Your awareness softens into peaceful emptiness. Here, currents barely move. The haze shifts only in tiny, slow pulses shaped by the planet's inner heat. You feel each pulse as a faint, comforting pressure against your skin. Each one brings you deeper into quiet. Each one settles your mind further into rest. The silence is absolute, complete, profound. It fills your awareness like a soft tide, replacing every lingering thought with calm. As you float in the glowing basin, the entire planet seems to breathe around you slowly, gently, endlessly. The deep hum resonates through your body, aligning your breath with the rhythm of Neptune's interior. Your chest rises in long, slow arcs. Your exhale drifts into the warm fluid, like smoke dissolving into night. Every part of you feels cradled by the deep blue. No weight remains. No tension lingers. You are held completely by the calm of a world that moves slower than dreams, deeper than oceans, and quieter than sleep. You float at the peaceful heart of Neptune's twilight sea, a place where warmth rises from ancient depths, a place where light drifts without direction, a place where time slows into stillness, a place where sleep embraces everything. This is the deep blue calm of Neptune, a cradle of quiet, a sanctuary of wandering light, an ocean of night blue peace. And you drift there, suspended in warmth, carried by silence, surrounded by endless twilight, until even the idea of drifting dissolves into the soft, weightless calm of deep, effortless rest. As our journey through Neptune's quiet inner sea comes to an end, the planet's deep blue calm continues to hold you gently. The warm twilight glow around you softens into smooth gradients, and the slow, ancient hum of the planet fades into a distant lullaby. You remain suspended in its stillness, wrapped in the softest shade of blue. There is no need to rise, no need to return. Neptune's hush stays with you cool, warm, weightless, all at once, guiding your breath into long, peaceful waves. Let them carry you. Let them cradle you. Let them draw you deeper into sleep. The drifting currents quiet. The glowing haze dims. The world becomes soft, velvety, endlessly calm. Your thoughts melt. Your body loosens. Your breath slows into a rhythm older than memory. Stay here as long as you wish. In this vast, serene ocean of deep blue night, floating, resting, sleeping, Neptune will keep holding you gently, silently, tirelessly, until you drift fully into deep, effortless rest. Good night.